literally just stood up so you could see my book lovers crew neck, which was from, I don't remember the name of the shop, but I will leave it on the screen and link down below, which if you can manage to get a sweatshirt, good luck, because I set timers, I go ahead of time, and people are ruthless. Anyway, she just came out with the Happy Place one, and my reminder is set. I will be there, May 12th, 6 p.m. EST. Trust and believe. Anyways, hi, hello. I love that before I've even said my name, I've established myself as an M-head girly. Anyways, hi. I love the energy here. I love the energy that we're giving off. Hi. Hello, nice to meet you. Hello. This is, I suppose, the beginning. This is the beginning of what I hope will be my documentation of my writing journey, which is really exciting, yeah! I am, as I just said, a 22-year-old aspiring author, and I have been slacking really bad. And that is, honest to God, the main reason I'm doing this, for accountability. I'm also a very big rambler, so we're gonna try and keep this tight, keep this moving, all right? I don't even know what exactly to say. I guess this is the beginning of a writing vlog. I thought maybe I should make some sort of like writer tag, get to know me, but I want to make videos that I enjoy watching, and I don't super love tags all that much, you know? I love when they're incorporated into other videos, which is what I think maybe I'm gonna try and do something similar. But today I just thought I'd start off with a nice little writing vlog, because I am trying to get back into a story that I've been picking up and dropping for about a year now. And I think that if I just sit myself down and get to it, then I can finish it. And I thought, why not film the process and hopefully document a journey that, you know, knock on wood, will end in a physical book. But we'll see. I will tell you a little bit more about the book, I think, as I go in this video. But just for right now, because this is a new channel, I feel like I gotta like tell you why I'm here, what's going on and all that stuff. As I said, been really slacking with writing, and I think a lot of that is because I'm newly graduated. I graduated from college a year ago. I'm in my second 9-to-5 job, and what I'm finding is that if you have a full-time job and you also write, I applaud you, because I don't know how the heck you do it, but I've just been slacking recently, and I have this story that I started writing in college. It's a middle grade fantasy. I started writing it in a children's lit class. So I had that middle grade book that I'll tell you more about it as we go. But I wrote the first 14 chapters, and then I got totally lost because I need to have some sort of direction. So I stopped writing, and I picked it up and I dropped it a couple times, and I just lost motivation for it. But very luckily, I have recently found that motivation again. I actually just did a whole brain dump of the outline, so I know the plot from A to Z. All right, and I actually, oh my gosh, wait here. Oh? That's how you know she's taking it seriously. I read a craft book. Well, that's right, look at it. I did not finish the craft book, but I read enough. So, using Save the Cat, which I'm sure you all know, I outlined my novel, and now I'm ready to go back, and right now I'm in the process of rewriting the first 14 chapters. And that's what we're gonna start doing here. That's what we're gonna start vlogging, me rewriting them, because I've had the outline for about like a month and a half now, and I haven't done anything with it. So, the goal for today is, I have it written on my little board. I don't know if you can see it. You can't, you definitely can. But I also have it outlined here. Guys, look at me. I'm proud of myself. Anyways, yes, so I have it all outlined, and I was actually meant to start chapter 1 yesterday. Today's Cinco de Mayo, today's May 5th. I was meant to start it yesterday on Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. I was meant to start it yesterday, but I got my standing desk in the mail because I start hybrid work from home schedule, so I needed a new desk. You don't care, but I'm telling you anyways. And it took me quite literally like 5 hours to build it. That might be exaggerating. I think it took me 3, but by the time it was done, I was tired. So I went to bed. And now we're gonna start today, and that's fine because yesterday it was just finish chapter 1, and then today was start chapter 2. So I'm gonna finish chapter 1 and start chapter 2 today. And that's the plan, my friends. That's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna put on the video that I usually watch to get in the zone, which is this Christy Jones video. I love her videos. Write with me. It's like an hour of her just typing in this really pretty library. It gets me going. It puts me immediately in the zone. So I'm gonna put that on, and then I'm gonna write, and we're gonna hope that this goes well. One problem that I'm kind of facing right now, and something that initially made me slow down as I was writing this for the first time, was that my main character, her name is Kaya. That's not a lot of detail. It's called Project Kaya. But she's 12, and I find that when I was first writing it, I kind of wrote her with a voice that, in my opinion, felt too young. But it was a very fun voice, and I enjoyed writing in that voice. But for a 12-year-old, it didn't feel correct, because I would think of, I have a younger brother he's 14 now, but I remember when he was 12, and I kind of used that as a frame of reference, and he just didn't sound anything like that. But I'm struggling now to kind of figure out what the tone is going to be and how a 12-year-old sounds, I guess. And I've been reading at least I've been trying to read a lot of middle grade to get in that head frame and figure out what my own tone is. Right now, I think that as I'm rewriting this draft, I feel like I know my main character a lot more, but I'm still trying to figure out how to write this in a way that feels authentic to her and to the middle grade genre, you know? Come to join me. Hi, sir. Oh. Hi. All right. It's very orange lighting we have going on here, but you know what? I'm gonna convince myself it looks kind of homey. Hi, mister. Hello, sweet boy. As I was saying before, someone decided to interrupt me. It is 9:47 p.m. I don't know when I started writing. I think it was around 7 mayhaps, or 7:30ish. I'd say I'm about 80% done with chapter 1. It has taken me this long because I know that I'm rewriting and I'm using a lot of new words, and as I said before, I'm trying to figure out the tone and how this is supposed to go. I don't think I've even told you much about the story yet, and I will. Yeah, I think right now I've finally gone into the flow of things. I've written 1,479 words, and they were like pulling teeth, let me tell you. I think that I'm much better equipped for drafting than revising. So I think once I'm done with the 14 chapters of rewriting, it'll move probably much smoother until I, of course, have to go and edit once revisions come. But we're not going to think about that right now. Yeah. Yeah. That was just my little update. I'm going to try and push through this and try to finish before 10:30. And then I guess we're going to get a little breakfast, a little dinner together, a really late dinner, and talk a little bit about this project and tell you what my plans are for tomorrow. Until then, I'll see you on the other side. Sir? Yes. It is, what time is it? Oh, look at that. It's 11:07. I have just, well, not just now, but about 10 to 15 minutes ago, I finished chapter 1 and I started chapter 2. I wrote one line of chapter 2, which is already so different from everything. But a lot has changed. Most of chapter 2, all of it has been scrapped except what happens at the very end, because everything else that happens is useless, genuinely. So already everything is so drastically different from the sort of outline I had in my planner, like, you know, rewrite chapter 2, but there is no longer any chapter 2. I'm just making it chapter 3, chapter 2, essentially. I just said chapter so many times. It's just a mess. It's not a mess. I got really into it after I sort of found my rhythm, because in the beginning there I was struggling a bit. Essentially what I was talking about earlier is I just have been really struggling a lot to capture the right tone for this project, because I've never written middle grade before, and I have to admit I didn't fully know how a 12-year-old sounded. So when I wrote her, she just was so, she was funny, don't get me wrong, but she was not 12, she was maybe 10. And even then I'm not even sure, because I don't know, I don't have a concept of what a 10-year-old is. I don't know. Anyways, I think we're going on the right path here, and every character feels more fleshed out, which is fantastic. And I think that's just how revisions are. Because I pants a lot of stuff, I don't fully know who my characters are until I write them. So I did a lot of study work. I did a lot of work to figure out who my protagonists were, but even then, my main character Kaya, I didn't fully know who she was, and what her internal struggles are, and the things that she was trying to conquer. And now I feel like I finally figured that out, which just makes me so happy, because I feel like I'm connecting to her a little bit more, which is great. That being said, I've told you all this nonsense. I haven't even told you what the book is about. Oh my goodness, this is a much nicer background for you. Do you see my little Heartstopper leaves? Why are you on the dining table? Oh my God, the audacity. Anyways, I guess from here I can just tell you a little bit about the story. This book, I'm gonna be calling it Project Kaya. I'm trying to think about what I can say without giving too much away, I guess. But I started writing it, as I said, in a children's lit class in college. It is essentially a middle grade fantasy about a girl, Kaya, who is staying with her aunt for the summer because her parents just had a new kid. She just has a new baby sister. So Kaya is staying with her aunt and she's not having the best time, and then stuff happens and she finds out a little bit about, you know, magic. You know, there's some ghosts in there. And surprisingly, there's a lot of death. There's a lot of themes about death in this one. There's this meme that I sent my friend, I'll put it on here, that's like, I'm just gonna write a little lighthearted book, uh-oh, whoops, it's about death, and generational trauma. Anyways, yeah, so it's just about Kaya, who, I want to be like all those author-tubers who are so hush-hush about what they're writing. I'm like, ooh, I pause the screen when they're typing so I can try to read little sentences. I want that to be me. She finds out about magic, and then she mistakenly uses the magic to cause some mess. And she has to undo the mess with the help of friends that she makes along the way. And I think that that's probably the easiest, non-spoileriest description I can give you. I love Kaya. I love the gang. There are 3 members of this gang, Kaya, Penelope, and Ren. And I love them with everything in me. And I just really want to write their story. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna eat some cereal really quickly, and then I'm gonna head to bed. So thank you so much for following me tonight. Tomorrow will hopefully be an eventful day of writing. Yeah, I'm tired, so I'm gonna hit the hay. The goal for today is to finish chapter 2 and start chapter 3. And right now I am one line into chapter 2. I just did the math, and my last chapter 1, the first draft of chapter 1 was 2,878 words. And what I ended up with, this draft, is 3,961. So that is a lot chunkier, which makes sense because I am an underwriter, so most of the time when I do revisions is when I go back and I add a lot more descriptions, a lot more character work, because by the end of draft 1 is when I fully know who the characters are. But I also think in this case I did do a lot of prep work before I came into this rewrite to know who my characters are. So I'm feeling a lot more confident, and I like that. I like that change. Chapter 2, starting off from the first draft, is 1,967 words. But again, I'm mixing chapter 2 and 3. Chapter 3 was 2,493 words. So I don't know how this will end up being and what changes I'll make, but I'm excited. Before I set up this little B-roll shot, can we get some commotion in the chat? Can we get some commotion in the chat for them, please? Thank you. I will link the artist down below. He's a baby baby! Tinkerbell's trapped. Like the lantern.
Monsters Incorporated. We scare because we care.
I can't believe it.
Oh, Mike.
I was on TV!